Just how bad really is the RC Seeking Shield? Wow, say that 5 times fast. Seeking Shield, Seeking Shield. We have had nothing to compare it to up to this point, but now we know. For years, the Seeking Shield has been a Royal Champion equipment staple. All of us have watched those videos where the shield is used to fly across the base and destroy the last building just in the nick of time. And to be honest, Captain America would definitely be proud if we all continued to use it as our main piece of equipment. At max, the Seeking Shield does 2,500 damage to 4 defenses or buildings if all defenses have been destroyed, and gives a 380 HP increase, which honestly is pretty useless on its own since the RC is rarely under heal. On top of that, the Seeking Shield doesn't even completely destroy a lot of the defenses it hits, which means those defenses are able to continue shooting at our troops. Because we've had nothing to compare it to up to this point, we've never realized how bad the Seeking Shield really is and how limited it is in its offering. I mean, only 10,000 damage, and that's literally all that it does. So if you are upgrading it right now and you have it on your RC, first thing to do is stop upgrading it. Second thing to do is decide when it makes sense for you to switch it out with another piece of equipment. Since the Seeking Shield offers no passive boost and the HP increase is oftentimes wasted, we essentially have one number to work with, and that's the 10,000 in total damage a max shield would do. Then we have to consider when the other pieces of equipment will cross this 10,000 damage threshold and possibly do more damage than the Seeking Shield can offer. First, let's get the Royal Gem out of the way. In my opinion, this is the most balanced piece of RC equipment overall and should always be on your RC. It offers 105 DPS increase and a massive, I mean massive, 2,400 in health recovery. It also offers a 380 HP increase, but that's the same as the Seeking Shield, and it rarely benefits the RC, so we're going to set that aside. Assuming the RC would die without the health recovery the Royal Gem offers, a max RC would continue to do 650 DPS with this piece of equipment and would need to live for an additional 15.38 seconds to do equal to the 10,000 in damage done by the Seeking Shield. The sole benefit of keeping your RC alive so much longer with that health recovery means that it beats the Seeking Shield every time. On to the Hog Puppet. At max, 9 level 13 hogs pop out doing 213 damage per second a piece for a total of 1,917 DPS. Holy cow. Now, with the Hog Puppet, we do not get a DPS passive boost on the RC, but we do get a 1,000 HP recovery, which does bring her active health up, allowing her to continue doing damage for much longer. And with the Invis second ability, we're going to assume she would die or be close to it whenever the ability is pressed versus not having that Invis second ability with the Seeking Shield. That means we have a combined 2,462 DPS, which is 1,917 for the Hogs and 545 for a max RC. That means to exceed the damage of the Seeking Shield, those Hogs and RC would only have to last a combined 4.06 seconds before they would actually be doing more damage than with the Seeking Shield if we're only looking at this one ability. I mean, only 4 seconds, and anything beyond that is just bonus damage? I mean, sure, some of the Hogs are probably going to die in the beginning pretty quickly, but you have 9 of them, and they're going to go on for 20-30 seconds in some cases, and all of that damage is extra and additional to what the Seeking Shield can do. That's massive. Now let's take the Haste Vial. While we do get an 88 DPS increase, the rest of the stats literally just make the RC faster. Whether that be the passive 18% attack speed increase and 38.3 speed increase, or the active 100% attack speed increase for 12 seconds when the ability is pressed. Now this sword can cut both ways. One way means you can destroy defenses faster, which means she will experience less damage to her health because you've destroyed those defenses faster. But the other way means she could also just be running into more and higher DPS faster, so a lot of this is based on skill. But the RC would essentially be doing double damage per se when the ability is pressed, meaning if she also had the Royal Gem on her, then her amount of DPS would be equal to 1,476. Take out the 650 DPS she would have had with the Gem and Shield anyways, and that means she would have to stay alive for the full Haste Vial ability duration at 12.1 seconds to do equal to 10,000 in damage offered by the Seeking Shield. So running all of those numbers and trying to figure out the statistics definitely made my head spin, but ultimately I was able to see that the Seeking Shield, because of its limitation, only 2,500 damage on 4 buildings, that's literally all that it does, means that the other pieces of equipment are going to be much better used and much more valuable on my Royal Champion. Now you have to decide for yourself whether or not it's the case for you. For the Hog Rider Puppet, for example, it's a very easy use case, and I'm going to be switching that out very soon as I get my Hog Puppet up to a specific level. Now with the Haste Vial, because there's not a lot of extra DPS, since it's just attack speed boost, then you have to look at your skill level. So if you don't think that you can get the extra 10,000 damage out of your RC if you have the Haste Vial on her, then for you it might be better to go with the Seeking Shield. Heck, for me it might be better to go with the Seeking Shield if I'm not skilled enough to see a path for the RC when she has the Haste Vial on her. Hopefully this video helps, gives you some ideas, lets you decide which piece of equipment is best for your RC. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, share with anybody who is confused about what piece might be best for their Royal Champion. Until the next video, I am TipDog20. I'll see you then.